Hello everyone, welcome to PÖFF TV. My name is Hendrik, and today it is my pleasure to welcome the director of the movie Pretty Young Love, Mogens Hagedorn. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, before when we did the Q&A, you said that you were very nervous about the movie having its international premiere.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Do you think it's...
It's just because, I never thought about this movie traveling. So I think there's a lot of codes that are, or could feel a little bit local, like the way they talk and some of the jokes they make, some of the kind of hints they give and stuff. So I was a little bit nervous whether that would travel well or not, even, would people get it, basically.
Mm-hmm. But how was the movie received back in Denmark? I believe it had it premiered there a while ago now.
Yeah, I think it's been received very well, and I've been, it's kind of a personal movie to me, this, because I think the message is so profound and it means so much to me personally. So I was also a little nervous in Denmark, but I overall got very good reviews, which was of course nice. So other people kind of got the message, and also think that I went to, like, of course the premiere, but when a film opened, people are all the time they're mostly positive, because that's friends and colleagues and stuff. But also I sneaked in like 3 or 4 times, at just ordinary showings, and I could feel that people got gripped by it mainly, which was very nice to experience.
How was the process like? When did the flip switch of like, okay, we're actually gonna go international with this? Was it the conscious choice, or was it?
I think that was more like a producer's decision, but being selected for a festival like this, I think is a great honor, because that means that somebody must have seen the movie and felt touched by it. Because if you don't feel touched by it, I guess you wouldn't, select it for the festival. So to me, I was very, glad when I heard that it was selected.
This is actually your first full-length feature for a very long time. You have done a lot of series before. How is it like to be back directing a full movie for the?
Honestly, it feels great, because I did a couple of movies when I just started out being a director, and they were like so. They weren't that personal, and they weren't catastrophes, but they weren't like big hits either. So I was like, oh, maybe this is not really for me. So I did like TV series for the next 10. So I think it's 13 years ago I did the last movie. So I've done a lot of TV series. And of course, that's not as personal, because then you're kind of a part of a team, which is also nice. But I think the nice part about this one was that I could basically do whatever I felt like. Of course, there's some limits to what I can do, and I have to respect the audience. I have to respect the producers and stuff. But apart from that, I'm very free to do whatever when I do a movie, because I'm basically the one that decides. When you do a series, you're like a part of a team, and you have a writer, you have a broadcaster, a streamer, and you have so many people around you trying to tell you what to do. Most of the time I try to do whatever I feel like in my heart anyways, but here it's like more allowed to do what it feels like in my heart. So that was a very nice experience. So
you still had freedom, even though the script wasn't originally yours?
It wasn't mine, but still, when shooting, I can pretty much do whatever, and when editing, I can pretty much do whatever. Of course, I respect. It's also because I have a great respect for the script, and Line, the scriptwriter, is very talented. So I kind of, I felt totally in tune with the subtext of each scene and the subtext of the overall film. So I didn't, when I said I was free to do changes and stuff, it was more like, how to execute it. The basic message is so fine, and I just want to do whatever I can to kind of enhance that. So I was also blessed with a very nice script and a producer that was very nice because I never worked with Marcella before, so it was nice to work with her.
Did you ever worry about the relationship between her and the teacher? Did you ever worry about bringing a sensitive topic like that to the screen? Yeah. And what was the process like?
Yeah, I mean, I worried a lot, because it's pretty obvious that I'm not 18 years old anymore, and an older guy doing a film about a young girl having an affair with a little older teacher is like, that's like a minefield actually to step into. So of course I was very aware, but I felt that the basic story is not so much about having this forbidden love affair. It's more like finding your own inner truth, finding your own inner voice. And of course you do some mistakes in life, but you have to learn from it and grow from it. And I think that the story is about that more than about, having a an affair with your teacher. And it was very important to me, and Lina also wrote that in the script, that they start having their relationship before they know that they have this teacher-student relation. They meet up and kiss before school year starts, so they don't know that they have this relation, which was important to me. And then also, especially the casting of him, because I know Caroline that plays Selma, that was a given, because she was like the supporting actress of the first film, so she had to be the lead actress of this film. But her boyfriend, or Johan, in the film was, that I had to do that casting and find out, and I went through a lot of castings and a lot of male actors. And I think Tue, that plays Johan, he has this very perfect balance of being very attractive, but also he has this honest ambience to him. It's like he doesn't feel like a player or something, that he's not. It doesn't feel like to me that he's taking advantage of her, which I think is so important for the overall feeling of the film.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't received any. I haven't had comments, on social media and stuff about it. So I think that's a nice thing.
Yeah, the way the relationship plays out, it's kind of in like a moral gray zone, in the sense that it's not too extreme. But did you ever think about making it more extreme, or making the movie more about that? Because the topic is unfortunately very, very popular, and usually, or like in real life, it always does not play out as well as maybe it does in this movie.
Yeah, I know. Of course, we could take in a lot of directions, but I think, again, since to me the main theme or the main message of the film is not about their relationship, but it's more like Selma is she's looking out in the world to find answers all the time. First, she has these 2 new girlfriends. That's a kind of a toxic relationship, actually, but she's, that's the way it is to be young and feel alone, that you sometimes, just cling on to other people. So she tries to find the answer with the girlfriends, and then she also tries to find the answer with the teacher. And the lesson she has to learn is to, stop looking out in the world for all the answers. You have to, at some point, look within yourself and dig deep to find the answers. And it's very fine, and it's very okay to do mistakes. You just have to, feel where your own boundary is, and you have to step away from it and learn from your mistakes. And I think that's, the main message of the movie.
Mm-hmm. You talked before about how it's a movie about a lot of different topics and learning to navigate your way in the world. So although this is targeted more towards younger people, do you also think that this is a movie that both adults and young people can learn from?
I'm totally sure, because I've seen this movie like 500 times, and it still grips me, at least, and I'm way younger, way older than the target audience. And actually, I got an email 2 weeks ago from a woman that was like 78 years old, and she said, "Wow, it really touched her heart." And I feel it gives me a really great feeling that people, of course, it's for the target audience between 13 and 25, but when it also grips people outside that age span, it's very touching, actually.
Yeah. Before we near the end, do you maybe want to say something to people watching this right now who haven't seen the movie yet?
I think they should go and see it, and it doesn't really matter what age and what sex and whatever. It doesn't matter where you are in life, because I think the message and the central feeling of the film is so unique to the human existence. So I guess everybody, no matter how old and how young you are, you can see this movie and you can get a good take from it.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, this is all the time we have today, but thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving us the possibility of showing the international premiere.
Mm-hmm.
And to everyone watching, I hope you enjoyed this very brief talk, and whenever you get the possibility, definitely go see the movie. We have 2 more screenings after today. So thank you and goodbye.